On this episode of In the Fight, the Army Chief of Staff gives his take on the way ahead for Operation Enduring Freedom. The Afghan Air Force takes the reins on its first fully led operation in 30 years. We see the roads in Helmand Province from the point of view of a Marine turret gunner. We fly along with a UH-60 Black Hawk battle crew. And an Air National Guard member shares her thoughts on being a woman in a male-dominated field. Recently, Army Chief of Staff General Ray Odierno visited leaders and soldiers deployed to Afghanistan to discuss the way ahead for Operation Enduring Freedom. Air Force Staff Sergeant John Archiquette takes us to Forward Operating Base Azizullah, where progress is clearly being made in the transition to Afghan-led operations.
As Operation Enduring Freedom enters its 12th year, Afghan forces have taken the lead in many aspects of security operations. General Ray Odierno has seen incredible progress during his 2 years as Army Chief of Staff, and the shift in responsibility was evident during a recent trip to Afghanistan.
Well, it's really been a fundamental change because on this visit, all of the units are clearly now in the train advise role, where before we were still conducting operations with the Afghan Army, but now we're clearly advising them. And we are helping them as they conduct operations independently of coalition forces here on the ground. So that's the most significant difference. And they're doing a very good job.
While honoring many American soldiers for their bravery, General Odierno also recognized the courage and dedication of Afghan security forces.
We've seen them take over full responsibility for security. We're seeing them fighting bravely. There's no doubt in my mind that they have the capability to secure this nation post-2014.
And while Afghans have taken the lead in combat operations, the U.S. will still have an important role to play in the support and development of the nation of Afghanistan.
There's still some things that we have to do. We have to help them to develop the systems and through the highest level of governments to support them and develop some enablers that they will need post-2014. But they are well on their way to having the capability to secure the Afghan people post-2014.
Staff Sergeant John Archiquette, Forward Operating Base Azizullah, Afghanistan.
A world of change can happen between deployments to Afghanistan. NATO Channel correspondent Sgt Scheffer connects us with a U.S. Army sergeant who describes not only the difference in combat between his last two deployments, but also the change that has taken place with the attitudes of Afghan soldiers.
We were in quite a few significant firefights. We were in a lot of firefights last deployment. We got in firefights almost daily, sometimes 3 to 4 times a day. We got hit by rockets quite a bit. I mean, there's bullets coming from everywhere. There was tracers flying over your head from behind us, from the side. There's bullets hitting the walls. There's RPGs flying over us. Our first sergeant told us when we left we'd been in troops in contact as a tick, and we'd been in 236 ticks. I remember a few of the A&A, they were good guys. I mean, we became pretty close friends with them, and when we first got with them, soldiering skill-wise, they used to duck down behind the walls and just empty their M16s as fast as they could and reload. And we learned afterwards that they weren't really shooting to shoot the enemy, they wanted the brass, because they would take that brass and trade it for eggs and cigarettes and whatever they wanted to get. This time around, our mission's different. We're not out hunting the people down. We're not hunting the Taliban down. We're helping the Afghans do a better job at finding the Taliban and finding the enemy and get rid of them. We're providing them the means to stabilize their own country and to keep their own country stabilized, so we don't have to be here to do it. Right here, okay? Right to your left. So what you want to do is you want to cut your cut your wheels. All right, there you go. Cut your wheels to the right. Sharp turn right. In 2010, the quality of soldier is not nearly what it is now, what I see now. Not even close. It's way below the level it is now. They would just sit around and drink chai and never train, never did anything, don't clean their weapons, and then when something happens, react to it. And this time around, they're proactive. They're actually going out there and looking for the enemy. They're secure in their areas. They're taking care of their own. You know, they're finding solutions to their own problems, which is the biggest thing, in my opinion, that this deployment's doing for the Afghan people.
Soldiers in the Afghan army aren't the only troops in the fight for Afghanistan's future beyond 2014. Air Force Staff Sergeant Sgt Carlson tells us how Afghanistan's airmen are poised to take the reins of the first Afghan Air Force-led operation in 30 years.
The operation is called Seymour Operation. It's right now in the east of Afghanistan, in Helmand Province, Helmand district, which is important of that we are getting close to 2014, and the Afghans already started to get over the control of the Afghanistan, and it's really important.
One thing that is exciting about this particular operation is that it's the first time that the Afghan Air Forces are planning in advance and working with the Afghan National Armies with enough lead and prep time to be able to talk about certain details of the mission that's coming up, so that they'll be able to work their contingency plans and basically run through every detail of the operation well in advance of the operation kicking off.
It's important because really from an advisor perspective, that is our mission for being here in Afghanistan, is to advise, train, assist the Afghan Air Force in operations and capabilities, in command and control, so that we can depart and they can operate the Air Force autonomously without our help at all. This gets us one step further to them being able to have skill sets that they need for the security of Afghanistan, so that U.S. and coalition forces can eventually withdraw.
The Afghan people have something to be proud of here. We're seeing extreme progress being made by both the Afghan armies and the Afghan Air Forces, and they got a lot to be proud of. They're right on the way to becoming fully autonomous and being able to execute missions on their own. So we're extremely proud as advisors of that as well.
Hello, I'm Major Dominic Ivener with the 101st Airborne Division in Bagram, Afghanistan. I want to shout out to my wife in Nashville, Tennessee. Katie, babe, I miss you lots, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Lieutenant Commander Phil Hansen. I'm currently stationed at Camp Leatherneck, Afghanistan. I just want to give a shout out to my lovely and beautiful wife, Masako. Honey, I love you, and I can't wait to see you.
Hi, I'm Specialist Austin Fall with HHB 215. I'd like to make a shout out to my wife, Katie, my two daughters in Washington State. I will see you soon.
Hi, I'm PFC Hamilton here at Camp Atterbury from 338th Quartermaster, Fort Wayne. And I just want to say hi to my mom and kids back in Columbus, Ohio. And I love you guys.
Coming up, we see the roads in Afghanistan from the perspective of a Marine turret gunner. And we fly along with a UH-60 Black Hawk battle crew. Check out dvidshub.net for the latest accurate and reliable information as In the Fight continues. When did the Black Hawk helicopter first enter service in the U.S. Army? The answer when we return.
From combat-related stress to the day-to-day stressors of life.
This package is going to be completed. This is the 4th time this week.
Stress can affect every Marine and Marine family. The De-Stress Line provides anonymous counseling for Marines and Marine families when it's needed most. If you're feeling the effects of stress, call today and let us help you win your personal battles.
With the new Military 24/7 app from Divots, you turn your favorite mobile device into a window to the front lines. Connect with your nation's finest men and women through our video and photography archives and stay up to date with news reported directly from service members. Quickly share information and breaking stories with friends via Facebook, Twitter, or email. News, photos, video. Your military 24/7.
When did the Black Hawk helicopter first enter service in the U.S. Army? The answer is B, 1979. Traveling by road is a dangerous but necessary means for U.S. service members in Helmand Province. Marine Corporal Paul Peterson rides along with a first-time turret gunner on resupply missions in the province and brings us this story.
It definitely gets hot. We work with it. Being in a gunner seat going through rough terrain you can get banged around a good bit. You just have to hold on, and hopefully your driver can tell you when he's about to come on a pretty good bump. It's not too bad. It's manageable. We pretty much have to yell at each other back and forth just to hear each other. And if I see anything, I'll yell it down. If there's something that I need to know, they'll yell it up to me, and we'll just go back and forth from there, making sure that we're not missing something that we should have seen before.
A bus coming from the rear. Roger.
We are in their country, and we can't just take over their roads. So for me, it's you learn to deal with it because you don't want anybody to get too close, but then again, you can tell whether or not they're coming up in a threatening manner or if they're just pretty much just riding past, going to work or doing whatever. It goes back to winning the hearts and minds. I was definitely nervous for the first time going out the wire. It was something different that I've never experienced before. I learned to really stay calm and really be patient, because dealing with the traffic and locals being around you, you have to keep an eye open for anything that's gonna, that doesn't look right, but at the same time, you have to understand that they're here, they're gonna stay here, this is their country. So you have to calm yourself down, you have to just remain level-headed and stay vigilant.
The health of a village can rely just as much on getting dirty water out as it does getting fresh water in. A group of U.S. Army engineers and medical personnel recently visited a village in Kabul to evaluate the flow of their sewage system. Navy Petty Officer Omar Dominguez brings us this story.
U.S. troops usually go on patrols in Afghanistan. However, on this day, the troops' mission was for a different purpose.
Our commanders want to provide something to the local community here that will provide immediate benefit. And so what we're looking at is the potential for providing a sewer channel for them. Currently, in a lot of areas, it's just running bare along the ground. This would be a real good project to provide immediate benefit to the local community right outside.
The sewer system is a big problem. When it rains, the water comes up to the knees of women, children, and students. We need your assistance to repair the sewer system. All the people in the village would be very grateful if you could help us with this.
While hiking through rocky terrain, the SERP, or Commander's Emergency Response Program, takes the challenge to meet a bigger task.
We had our engineers look at several places where we could do a canal. And we may have to do it in sections because the terrain is so prohibitive to some work up there. But we hope to be able to do something great for the people in the neighborhood.
We go around and we take grid coordinates We record, we take pictures. When we get all the information, even with the compass, I get a bearing and an azimuth, and that way we can get a complete picture of the area. So when we hear what the elder has to say about where they would like a canal, then we can look at the map and we can try to work with them and see what the best route would be.
Today we actually developed several courses of action, and we'll be developing and putting those together and getting back with the local village elder to provide him what those options are for him.
The progress on the sewer system allows for a better relationship between both groups.
We are very happy you are here. We are quiet people. The enemy is nowhere to be found here in our village, which keeps us safe here in our home. You have brought us complete security.
Petty Officer Omar Dominguez, Kabul, Afghanistan.
With the battle space in Afghanistan covering hundreds of miles, a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter can offer crucial air support for even the most remote environments. However, operating a helicopter is far from a one-man show, as Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore shows us in this report.
The UH-60 Black Hawk is the workhorse helicopter of the U.S. Army, capable of carrying out assaults and transporting troops to the farthest reaches of Afghanistan. Operating the versatile Black Hawk takes more than one pilot, though, as a four-man aircrew works together to ensure the mission flies smoothly.
Well, Army aviation has a fundamental philosophy of crew coordination, and that's where everybody in the aircraft is an equal member of the aircraft, helping to fly and operate the aircraft safely. The pilot and command's job is to set the environment and establish good crew coordination where everybody has an opportunity to speak up and help out and be a team player.
With the pilots focused on flight, the left and right gunners focus on maintaining awareness for the aircrew.
The pilots are situated looking forward to the 12 o'clock, so they can't see anything past the 3 or the 9 o'clock. The crew chiefs on each side, the left and the right, provide airspace clearance, looking out, keep the aircraft clear of any obstacles.
The more and more I flew, the more hours I got, it started to make sense. You know, where every one person is relying on the next to make the right decision, to make the right call. You know, everybody's pretty much dependent on everyone in that crew to make the right decision.
Wiley says no matter the mission, the Black Hawk represents formidable air support in the battle space.
The supplies we deliver, the food, water, medicine, whatever our cargo happens to be, is instrumental to every unit's success. And the personnel that we move in and out, I mean, that's battle strength.
Great. Yep.
Somebody is hurt, needs to get to the doctor, we get them there. Somebody needs to get into the fight, we get them into the fight.
All right.
We are an immediate solution to a commander's problem in an austere environment.
Marine Corporal Joshua DeFore, Jalalabad Airfield, Afghanistan.
Hey, it's Specialist Matthew Spillers down here at the 101st Airborne Division, Bagram, Afghanistan. I'd just like to give a big shout out to my wife, Stacey Spillers, in Niceville, Florida, and thank you for all the support, and I can't wait to see you, and I'll be home soon.
This is PFC Josh Webbs, 210 SFAB out of 5 Sharana. I just want to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Katie, and my 2 kids, Molly and Ian, back in Alabama. I love and miss you guys, and I'll see you soon.
Hi, my name is Sergeant Matthew Tillett here in Afghanistan with Task Force Lifeliner. I'd just like to wish my fiance Ashley a happy 2nd year anniversary. I love you, baby, and I can't wait to see you.
Hello, my name is Staff Sergeant Charles Felber with the 101st Airborne Division here at Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. I'd like to say hello to my wife, Krista, and my children, Thomas, Samuel, and David, in Clarksville, Tennessee. I love you all, and I miss you very much.
Coming up, U.S. Army soldiers break bread with their Afghan partners. And we'll showcase some of the best photos from our service members as In the Fight, presented by Divids, continues. How many months out of the year is war traditionally banned by the Islamic calendar? The answer when we return.
With the new Military 24/7 app from Divids, you turn your favorite mobile device into a window to the front lines. Connect with your nation's finest men and women through our video and photography archives and stay up to date with news reported directly from service members. Quickly share information and breaking stories with friends via Facebook, Twitter, or email. News, photos, video. Your military 24/7.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
I want to give a shout out to my family and friends.
I want to send a shout out to my husband,
to my parents, my family back home.
I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend.
To my family and friends in Lansing, Michigan.
To my family out in Tucson, Arizona.
To my beautiful wife and children in Des Moines, Iowa.
To everybody in Texas.
In York, Pennsylvania.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Chicago, Illinois.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Orlando, Florida.
Oceanside, California.
And Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
I love you guys. I miss you. And I hope I'll see you soon.
How many months out of the year is war traditionally banned by the Islamic calendar? The answer is C, 4 months. Differing cultures and religions can often divide partnerships, but Navy Petty Officer Hillary Browning shows us how U.S. Army soldiers at FOB Gambarry embraced their Afghan partners' customs to help strengthen bonds and enhance communication.
During the month of Ramadan, Muslims break their fast at sunset with a feast known as Iftar. At Forward Operating Base Gambarry, soldiers welcomed members from the Afghan National Army and Afghan Uniformed Police to share in this traditional Ramadan meal.
Well, this was a very special night for us because we had an opportunity really to share a meal with our Afghan partners during a very holy part of the year for them.
Very proud to serve with each and every one of you.
Joint training is not just about tactics and techniques. It's also about understanding each other's culture.
Our Afghan partners are not eating or drinking all day long. And then once the sun goes down, they're able to break the fast, and they begin that with a prayer. It was very special.
I really appreciate the generals for preparing this Iftar for their Afghan brothers. Our mentors inviting us and preparing Iftar for us inside the FOB. It means a lot.
During the meal, the soldiers swapped stories, shared laughs, and pictures of their families. They also discussed the current state of Afghanistan and the future of their partnership.
We're very close with our Afghan partners. We're with them on the battlefield, and not only do we have a chance to share a meal, but we also share some common goals here. And our common goals are for a safe and secure Afghanistan.
We appreciate the United Nations helping the Afghan people during a very difficult situation. The Afghan people will never forget the sacrifice that their soldiers made for our country.
Thank you.
Petty Officer Hillary Browning, Forward Operating Base Gambarry, Afghanistan.
Airman First Class Courtney Metzger, a member of the Wisconsin Air National Guard, knows what it's like to be a woman in a male-dominated field. Air Force Tech Sergeant James Michaels brings us her story.
It's 2 years since I've signed my enlistment papers, but I've been back from tech school for a little over a year.
Good morning. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
It's great. I love it so far.
Sierra 4, Sierra 3.
Go ahead, 3.
Perimeter check complete, code 10.
I want to be a cop in the civilian world as well. I'm about halfway through my college right now. I just finished up my first year. Next year I'll be graduating from WITC. We get a lot of training out here as far as weapons. You know, we get trained on the batons, you get trained on takedowns when you're going through security forces technical training. So it's nice because you've already done it once, so you know exactly what to expect. So then when you're doing it for college, then you can help out other people, or it'll just make you that much better because then you get that much more training.
Sure, engage your 0 target. Fire.
I definitely encourage female airmen to join. There's so many opportunities that you don't get as a civilian that you'll have for the rest of your life. You meet so many great people from all over the world. I mean, it's such a wonderful experience. As a female in security forces, you get the stereotypes where women are weaker, they're not as strong, they're more emotional.
All right, 2-minute recount, go!
Your phone has been devastated.
A terrorist attacked your city's water treatment plant, destroying much of its infrastructure. Your squad has been...
There are going to be things that set you apart, and I don't think that women should be discouraged. I think that there's definitely challenges. It's not something that anybody can't do as long as you're willing to do it, because we're allowed to go downrange. You know, you would think that it would be more of a topic, but it's really not.
A little lower.
Right now I'm considering, after I finish my 2 degrees, to try and do like a 4-year, consider being an officer. I think an officer in security forces, I think it would be a wonderful opportunity. You know, I have wonderful supervisors, and I think I can learn a lot from their leadership abilities, and I hope to eventually apply that in the future.
DVIDS is a 24/7 operation that provides a timely, accurate, and reliable connection between the media and the military serving worldwide. Through a network of over 200 portable satellite transmitters around the globe and a distribution hub in Atlanta, Georgia, DVIDS gives you access to the front lines with live and archived broadcast video, still imagery, and print products. Visit our website at dvidshub.net and search through our enormous video and photo library. Register on our website to gain complete access to high-definition content, along with breaking news alerts and webcasts from top military officials. For questions or comments about In the Fight or DVIDS, you can email us at ondemand@dvidshub.net or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. As we close, we feature some of the best photos that DVIDS has to offer, as we listen to Eddie Horst's composition, Pangea. See you next time, In the Fight.